If you were to ask the average person if the Pacific Northwest is a good place to go diving, the immediate answer would probably be no. And to an extent, they're kind of right. Our oceans are very cold, and for the majority of the year, it's very murky as well. But if you're subscribed to Big Water Guy and watches videos, you would disagree with that person and tell him that the Pacific Northwest is in fact one of the coolest places to go diving, because if you're willing to get a little creative and grind out the miserable conditions, you will find that this place is truly a hidden gem. In the past couple months, you guys have watched us do everything from pulling out the biggest fishing snags you've ever seen, to shooting the biggest lingcod caught by spear gun in the 20th century, to even successfully capturing the new world record octopus caught by freedivers. We've also found some of the rarest crustaceans in the world and seen some prehistoric underwater dinosaurs on this channel. And this has all been accomplished in the last 6 months here in the Pacific Northwest. My point in saying all this is that with a little creativity, you could churn some of the worst scenarios into the best, and that's exactly what we're doing today. You see, where we live, freshwater spearfishing is illegal for the most part, unless you're talking about the invasive common carp. These fish are native to Asia and Europe, and besides disrupting the local ecosystems, these fish are good for nothing. They destroy habitat for native fish and spawn prolifically, which quickly overpopulates water bodies, outcompeting the native species for space and food. So when you mix a fish like this with a couple of guys who are desperately trying to shoot stuff underwater, this creates the dream scenario.
Whack 'em and stack 'em, pal. Whack 'em and stack 'em.
That's the name of the game today. Whack 'em and stack 'em. No limits, no restrictions, just whacking and stacking. But by now, you guys know that I don't really like killing for fun, and for the most part, I eat everything I kill. And unfortunately for us, these carp taste like doo-doo. But like I said earlier, with a little creativity, you could turn even the worst of things into something good. And no, I'm not bringing on a chef to make some crazy meal with this carp, but we do know of someone who really loves these fish. Dungeness crab love carp, so once we get done doing a little population control on the carp, we will move over into the salt water and use these fish as crab bait, and then do a mean catch and cook at the end of it all. Before we get into it, let me introduce our hosts. This is Cameron and Gunner, and as you could already tell by the smile on their faces, they are a carp's worst nightmare. In fact, if someone coming after my life had the same smile that these two had as we headed towards the carp grounds, they would also be my worst nightmare. But Cameron and Gunner are two local Spearos here in the Seattle area, and they love whacking carp. They gave us a quick breakdown of the most effective way to hunt these fish, and honestly, I'm glad they did, because these fish were a lot smarter than I had originally thought. So here's the deal with carp. Just because they're invasive and abundant doesn't mean they're just gonna swim right up to your face and ask to be turned into a kebab. Which honestly, for whatever reason, that's exactly how I envisioned this whole thing to go. But turns out there's a little finesse to hunting these fish. You basically have to swim down to the bottom of the lake, tuck into the milfoil, which is all this tall underwater grass you see here, and you try to lay still, making these underwater grunting calls, and this should spark these carp's curiosity and bring them in. I really wish you guys could hear what I was sounding like underwater here, but I filmed all this footage in really high resolution slow-mo, so there's no audio, but I'll quickly give you guys a little example of the sounds I'm making underwater right now. Just don't laugh. Something like that. And how about we all agree we never do that again on this channel, please? But here's me catching Derek sleeping underwater. He's showing me that he's pulling up on his 2-minute mark, and then he later blamed me for interrupting this dive because it was like 1:54 or something, right under 2 minutes, which would have been his record. So it's already been like 20 minutes and I still haven't even seen a single carp. And to me, I'm kind of surprised because I thought they were everywhere and we were just gonna be whacking them, and I'm realizing like we're gonna have to work for them today. So I go down there, and up to now I haven't been taking the grouper call or the grunts too seriously. I just go down to the bottom, let out a couple grunts, and that's it. But then I just started going down there and just grunting the whole time. And as soon as I started doing that, I immediately seen this guy come in, and I was pretty stoked because he was pretty big, and I lined up on him and it was instantly lights out. And we're gonna have a little moment of transparency right now, because I will have to admit, regardless of what kind of fish it is, whether it tastes great or not, when you're shooting a fish of size, like, you know, this isn't a little rockfish. That's what we're shooting mostly out here, you know, your occasional big lingcod. But when you're shooting a fish that's 15 plus, you know, 20 plus pounds, I don't care what anyone says, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed whacking this guy and going through this whole process. And even though they might not taste great, they're very beautiful fish. Their scales are huge. I mean, I guess as long as you're not looking at their lips. I think their lips are horrendous in their face. But overall, it's a very pretty fish. I get in the water, I see Cameron got one as well. And something worth noticing, you can see Cameron absolutely going in with his knife on that fish, but their skulls are literally rock hard. Like, I was dueling my knife trying to put that through his head. But now that I see that the grouper calls are effective, I'm just swimming around, snorkeling, and grunting the whole entire time, even if I'm not diving. And I look down and there's 2 carp that come to check me out. I quickly drop, line up on the back one, pulled the trigger, and I stuck him. Something I was really stoked about is this gun I'm using. It is my first time using this gun, and it's a 90 centimeter inverted roller from Spear Pro. And I've been using a 70 in the ocean for our, local spearfishing, but this one is a 90. It gives you a little bit of range, and it's a double band inverted roller. So essentially, if you don't know anything about guns, it packs a serious punch. For a 90 centimeter, that's not that long of a gun. This thing has incredible range. Like this carp I just shot, he was very far away, and I was kind of hesitant in my shot, but I knew it was a powerful gun. I let it fly. Honestly, very stoked. By the end of this day, I was totally in love with this thing. At this point, I'm kind of buzzing because I feel like I just learned a new language. I feel like I'm speaking pretty fluent in carp because I'm starting to find these things. Like, I just shot that fish within 5 minutes of shooting my first one, and this is within the next drop or two. I'm down there doing my grouper call, and another one comes in to check me out. And I'm convinced that I am speaking their language now, and this is going to be a very, very bad day to be a carp. And with every shot, I'm growing more and more in love with this gun because it's not only hitting these fish and punching it all the way through their insanely tough skulls, but like I'm taking very far shots. So I was stoked on it because when you get into a sport like this, you really start nerding out over high quality equipment. But now that I feel like I'm part carp, I get down there and I started doing this other thing where I would blow out of my goggles and create these bubbles underwater. And I realized that I don't know what it was, but basically like I'm speaking to these carp. They're coming in. I go down there, I hit them with a couple of blow little bubbles out my nose, and they're there. It was like clockwork. So I was stoked. This was like the 4th carp in the last 20 minutes. And I don't know if I was just getting lucky or if they were actually interested in my bubbles or the call I was doing. But nonetheless, it's a really good feeling when you're doing something for the first time, especially when it comes to hunting underwater. You try new things and you feel like you figure it out. You feel like, something starts working. Same thing with my last video when I was spearfishing for salmon. Same exact thing. It took us like 2 hours for us to even get close to our first salmon. But after trying a bunch of new things, you kind of realize what works, and then you stick with it.
Yeah, so good start to the day.
Yeah, so we spent like, 1 hour at the first spot?
Yeah.
1 hour? How much carp we got? How much did you shoot?
I got 1.
You got 1.
Where is it? Is it in the boat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got 1?
I got 2.
2?
Foul.
Larry's very butthurt about the carp right now.
7?
7 carp.
7 sounds right.
7 per hour? We're on schedule to do some serious damage in this lake. Spot number 2. You might need to do a fish dance or something, hell.
You gotta work on that grouper call.
I'll fall on you, Ron.
For the next several hours, we proceeded to get into it, whack carp after carp. And as I was down here, I was thinking about it. I get a lot of questions on a daily basis of people DMing me on here, Instagram, various platforms, asking several different questions, whether it's tips and tricks or gear questions and everything, and I just don't have the time to respond to everyone. So I do want to take a little time to talk in these videos about, I try to make this stuff educational in some way, shape, or form for anyone who's trying to learn. Something I will say is this is a very great way for someone to get into spearfishing. It benefits the ecosystem. As long as you know what you're doing and you're shooting the right fish and you're being safe about it, you have a float up, you're not like, in a boating channel. There's a lot of risks that come with diving. First of all, always dive with a buddy. Shallow water blackouts are the #1 cause of death, and free diving is one of the most dangerous sports in the world because of how much people die from shallow water blackouts. With that being said, if you have a chance to go into your local waterways and there's an invasive species and it's legal to spearfish it, this is a really great way to get out there, get some target practice in, get acclimated to being in the water and get used to it, comfortable, etc. I'm also sponsored by Spear Pro, so a lot of you guys DM me asking me questions about gear and what I recommend. Honestly, I've been using only Spear Pro for almost the last year, and I'm completely stoked with their gear. It is high quality, they're great people, great customer service, and the stuff lasts. Like, I dive the harshest and, I mean, debatably most brutal conditions out there, and this stuff definitely gets the job done. So, Spear Pro is owned by Spear America, so if you go on SpearAmerica.com, they have a ton of brands, and if you use my code BigWaterGuy, you could get 10% off anything. But I specifically use Spear Pro, and that's a brand I stand behind. I've tried all their stuff, and I absolutely love it. All this info will also be in the description below. All right, so we hit our quota. Cam got into him on that last one. How many did you shoot in that last
Shot 5 there.
5. I didn't see a single thing until I found Cam. And then I shot 1, and then you shot 1?
I shot 1.
And then Derek.
Missed, I don't know, 5, maybe. Having a really good day. Crushing it.
This is good. I like this a lot. We probably have enough. The boat is chock full of carp. I know I say that I do this in the name of preservation and conservation, but I would definitely be lying to you if I told you that this photo / video wasn't the bigger motivating factor for me being out here today.
Crab bait.
It's so hot. This is about as hot as it gets in the Pacific Northwest. We actually got heat warnings in effect going on. And getting into a 7mm wetsuit sounds like right about the worst idea you could possibly have. I'm not complaining. Coming from the wintertime when we're getting in when it's like, you know, negative wind chills outside and we're getting into a wetsuit, a lot worse than this. But yeah, it is very hot. We just pulled up to another boat launch, and there's an area we're gonna throw out all the chum and then hopefully starts bringing the crab in. We just talked to some divers that got out, and they were saying that there's a lot of crab right around the 6-inch mark, which is right under the legal limit. So guys, if you want to look as good as Derek putting on his wetsuit, BigWaterGuy.com. We're almost sold out of those colors, but we got a lot more color options. Going from a 3mm to a 7mm in a matter of a couple hours is crazy work. There's no way I'm putting my top on until the boat was in the water. It's that time.
Are you guys divers?
Yeah. Wait, you're recording a YouTube video?
Yes, sir.
Let me get on here.
What's up?
Hey, shout me out. My name's Pay Legs. You know, all that. You feel me?
Take me with you next time.
And we're off. This beach is absolutely loaded. Possibly one of the hottest days of the year for sure. We're at our first spot where we're gonna start dropping the carp. What are we doing? We're swimming. We're physically swimming the carp down.
You gotta pop the swim bladder, physically swim the carp down, and nestle it up next to the pier, and then wait a little bit, and the crab will be all over it.
Are we digging it into the sand or
Yes.
just like
A little
laying
bit.
at the bottom?
Yeah. Push it into the sand.
Yeah. You pop it underwater, you'll get bubbles.
Are you buzzing to wax some crab or what?
Buzzing hard, as you can see.
We just got word that the water's 64 degrees, which is way too hot to be in a 7mm.
30 or more.
Hey, Gunner, can we Mark.
It's legal?
Yep.
Nice. 6 1/4. First drop, first legal dungy. We're in the positive, boys. We might be eating tonight. Ew. As Gunner had mentioned, you want to put holes and slice up the fish before you drop it down to the bottom, because if you just take the fish whole, swim it to the bottom, it's just going to float right back up. Also, putting different gashes and cutting its guts open, you'll see us just kind of ripping up the fish. You want as much of the fish exposed underwater so its scent can travel more. The more of it that's exposed, the more scent it releases. It doesn't take much for the crabs to come in, but obviously the more scent the better. And you'll see in some of these clips, the very next drop there were already crabs on it. And later on in the dive, in a little bit here, you'll see just how much crab is down here. We hit a couple different spots. In this first spot, there wasn't that many. It also wasn't too deep. This was still around the 30 to 40 foot section, and you'll see it's a lot more green. This was already a little deeper section. It gets a lot clearer. There's a serious thermocline algae thing at around the 40 foot mark. So as soon as you got below that, it got insanely clear. So we observed a serious issue as well. We have a hole. We got a leak. And she's deflating rather fast. So Derek's been sitting here with his finger over it. Quick fix while the boys are trying to whack some crab. At least getting enough for a little boil. What do we need? 2 crab each for a good boil? 8 crab. That'll be good. I mentioned this earlier, but when we were diving for carp, we were at a lake, freshwater. It was a lot warmer. I was diving in a 3mm suit. Now we switched over to the canal, specifically the Puget Sound, and the water is colder, not as cold as we get in our ocean, but it's still cold. We're wearing a 7mm wetsuit, and we're diving a lot deeper. Like these next couple shots where there's tons of crab, that's anywhere from the 45 to 60 foot section, and like you see here, there are an outrageous amount of crab. I don't think I've ever dove, well, not I think, I for sure know I've never dove somewhere that had this much crab. It was actually insane. The only problem is they're all really small, or if not really small, they're right under the legal limit. And in Washington, the legal limit has to be 6 1/4 across their top, and they have to be hard shelled. And they're pretty strict here about all that. So we found a couple legal crabs, but we pinched them and they were soft and we had to put them back. So it was thin pickings when it came to the keepers. Obviously there's tons of crab and your eyes kind of dial to which ones you know have potential to pick up. But I'm combining a couple different camera angles. I took some of the guys' footage, so you're getting a couple mixed perspectives. Me, Derek, Gunner, of our dives down there. And it was really cool. Like I said, this is definitely a first for me, seeing this much crab down here. Even seeing these sea anemones on the pillars and just this whole underwater scene. Really unique. The Puget Sound is a beautiful area. One thing we definitely learned as well, crab definitely love carp. So this is a good lesson for anyone watching. If you have accessibility to carp in your lakes and you're looking to even fish for them for fun or spearfish, and you're also around an area where you could go crabbing, this is great. I mean, you can see they're just totally eating this carp up. So it definitely works. I think it's a very oily fish, and that's what really gets them going. Diving for Dungeness crab in general is one of my favorite types of diving I get to do here in the Pacific Northwest. The only problem with it though is it's really hard to dive outside of the really peak season. So for us, that's in the fall. All the big crabs are in. It's really easy diving. If you know where to go, you'll get your limits quick. Visibility is usually better in the fall time. Every other time of the year I've went, you could easily go hours of diving without finding a single keeper, and that's just normal. So this was definitely like a dopamine overload of just seeing all this, being around this much crab, even though most of them were small and it was surprisingly really hard to find a keeper. But we still got after it and it was fun. But I'm done yapping. I don't say this often, but if you guys like the videos, if you guys are into the content I'm making, I've been putting my heart and soul into putting these videos out consistently every single week. So if you are liking it, hit a like on this video, drop a subscribe. It means everything to me. We got a couple crabs. So there's a lot of crabs down there, as you guys saw, a ton, but a lot of small ones. We got a couple.
2 legals right here.
2 legals, maybe a couple more. We're waiting for the gauge to show up so we can. Derek has a gauge, so we're gonna measure it out. So we're stopping by one last area where we dropped off some of the chum as we were heading out. And if we don't find any more keepers here, then we're done. We got like 4 or 5. So we are gonna do a little crab boil. Might be in the parking lot of another restaurant because I don't know if 5 crabs is gonna do it for us. But we're still gonna cook them up and we're still gonna eat them. Honestly, that was a pretty fun experience, I ain't gonna lie. Whacking the carp. I thought carp. What? We got 2? Heck yeah. Driving this thing is crazy. Wow, this thing feels like it wants to flip. But as I was saying, the carp spearfishing was a lot funner than I thought it would be. Because they're not like easy and abundant everywhere. You have to actually work for them. Like I went like probably a whole hour without seeing a single carp. What do you have for us, big man?
I got 2 legals.
2 legals?
2 legals.
We'll take it. We'll take it. We actually might get a crab boil going today.
Yeah, we might.
I like it. This thing is, look at this thing. Rapidly deflating. I'm sitting here and I'm constantly pumping because we're actively sinking. That's the beautiful thing about spearfishing. You get bored of one thing, you go switch it up. We hit some fresh water today. We explored new territory. We whacked a new species. Even though we're not eating it, we're still, you know, making use of it. Go and get some crab. Like, they just dove on the carp we put, and there's 2 solid keepers. They probably might even get more. So, I love it. Pacific Northwest, I keep saying it, it's unmatched. It really is. This
up there.
could be one of the more funner docks. Perks of being the cameraman. You don't have to load a boat in a tsunami. How's it looking back there, boys? Silence. It's like serious rush hour here. Hundreds of people all along the waterfront. It's Sunday evening, so it makes sense. At least flush. Do a little bit of flushing. No.
I don't even know how many I missed, but it was a lot.
Hey, you guys ever wanted to get naked in public? Doing it right now. There's hundreds of people around. Hundreds. That's what the ponchos are for. I see a lot of comments. People are like, why is that hoodie so long? It's not a hoodie, it's a changing towel. Anyways, I think what we're gonna do is actually go back to where we had lunch, which is this burger joint called Dick's. Crank back a couple burger and fries and get a little seafood boil going. We got, what, 6 crab, I think? So we're gonna have a couple claws, a couple fries, a couple burgers, a couple milkshakes. Every catch and cook is not gonna require a chef and crazy cooking. Sometimes you gotta adapt to the cards you're given, and we're gonna adapt.
Our black.
What?
Trouble to your left.
You gotta have a good time. Oh, what up? Hey, bro, it's about to get lit. That's all I gotta say.
That can't happen here, bro. Whatever y'all do.
Well, we're about to order food, and we're gonna boil up some crabs. We just got crabs.
I don't know about all that, though.
For real? What if we do in the back of the truck?
You gotta go somewhere else. You gotta go across the street with that.
Really?
For real, yeah.
We'll give you a crab. How about that? Cut your deal.
I'm good. I don't want to.
Hey, fresh caught.
I appreciate that, but I'm good. Thank you. I don't want to lose my job over a crab.
That's crazy that Dick's got security like that.
It was so quick, too.
Obviously, we got the boot at the other spot, so we moved across the street. That's probably gonna take like 15 minutes to boil. We might go order a burger, some fries, get some food ready, and then throw the Dungeness in. I grabbed this water from the dock where we just pulled the boat out of. We're doing strictly salt water, no seasonings, no flavor, just raw crab, burgers, fries. The perfect catch and cook. Hey, we got the more chill security officer. He came up. He said he wants some crabs, actually.
Crazy, dude. That's impressive. No, that was sick. I saw the comments, and like
4 decades later, we got our water boiling. We're gonna throw the crabs in, probably for like 10 minutes. Derek's gonna go order some food. I'm actually excited. It's gonna be good. This is a good grand finale for what we got going on. I'm happy we're not eating carp. So I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I'm gonna whack some burgers and crab. There he is.
Chef Derek today.
Hey, honestly, sometimes the best catch and cook comes in a little paper bag. I'm stoked. Quite possibly my favorite catch and cook today.
The man.
Get the man a crab.
Told you he's gonna want a crab.
no, bro. Before you guys dip, I gotta get a picture for my buddy.
Let's run it, bro. Let's run it.
Crazy.
Should we hold up a crab or something?
I'm down.
They're hot as heck.
Sweet, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's
Good
so
meeting you,
dope.
bro.
I'm Joseph, man.
Glad.
Nice to meet you. All right, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Good
See you
meeting
guys.
you. Take care.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're
Where you got cooked today. I feel
Ooh.
a little burnt. I was a little good.
Alright, the catch and cook is complete. The boys are already very deep into their catch and cook. What do you guys make out of your carp?
Beautiful cheeseburger. Best carp I ever had. Deluxe carp right here.
You guys all gotta top your burgers with Dungeness crab. So it counts as a,
Oh yeah.
a table would really go a long way right here.
I think we've had this conversation before about you having a table in your truck.
Wait, hold up. I think I might have one. I don't remember if I got it.
Now we're talking.
Oh, I have a table.
Gunner, what are we doing here?
No, bunch just.
So pop her up right here.
Of all the times, table in my truck.
I like that a lot. Gunner really came in clutch today. Really came in clutch. This is quite the catch and cook we got going on. So today's catch and cook is sponsored by Home Depot. We're in the Home Depot parking lot. We got Dungeness crab, and Dick's Burgers, despite getting kicked out, yes. And then the carp, there's a lot of crab down there, you guys saw that. The carp paid off because they attracted the big boys. So we were able to get 6 keepers out of that. All the boys are putting a little crab on their burgers. We got the head butter. Since we got no seasoning, no flavor, no nothing, you do a little bit of this. That's impressive work. Yeah, these things are full. The hard shell pays off. Hey, you can't beat a nice fresh Dungeness crab. That paired with a little Dick's burger. Let's do a little Dick's burger in the head butter.
There you go.
See what it's all about. Smells terrible. Not what you want to smell on a burger. Yeah, that was dipping that into the head butter was terrible.
All right, we got the crab burger.
That's
Crab
funny,
patty.
actually. Hey, hold on. That is the OG Krabby Patty.
That is the Krabby Patty. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy work. Let us know what the vibes are.
You can't even taste the crab, really.
What a waste of Dungeness. Those carp died in vain.
It's not bad. The crab is so like delicate and mild compared to like all the sauces and beef in the patty
Yeah.
that like you really don't notice it that much.
Guys, at the end of the day, 12 hours of diving for a little Dungeness crab, I'd say it's all worth it. Gotta say thank you to Gunner and Cameron for showing us the ways, whacking some carp,
No problem.
whacking some Dungeness crab. We had a lot of fun today. So, appreciate you guys taking us out.
Yep. Anytime.
Derek, you got any final words?
Whacking some dicks, whacking some crab, whacking some carbs. Great.
Sorry about him. He doesn't get out often. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.